Do me a favor and please don't say this on the radio. Welcome to the Safer Pilot Challenge. Emsray Online Ground School, Jason here. It is day 10 of the 31-day Safer Pilot Challenge. I am so excited to be back with you all. We're doing a sequel to a popular video last year. We called it Don't Say This on the Radio, and that phrase was any traffic in the area, please advise. Well, that video was so popular. I want to expand on that with some other phraseology. And I want to start by just kind of debunking some ambiguous phrases. Yes, there's the obvious. I don't want you saying, tally ho, I've got him on the fish finder. I can't even say that with a straight face. Who's ever heard someone say that? Put it in the chat, in the comments below. Tally ho, I've got him on the fish finder. If you have not, you haven't truly lived, because someone will do it. What's the other crazy one? People meowing on guard. We're professionals, people. We need to start talking and acting like it as well. Let's go over some phrases here. And again, I'm not here to be the phraseology police. I'd really prefer you stop saying, tally ho, I've got him on the fish finder, good buddy, and all the other stuff that goes with it here. There's nothing regulatory against that, but we are professionals. So what about something like this? Take off power, or did you mean take off power, like take power out, or give me take off power? Can you see how that could be misconstrued a little bit as well? Add some, take some out. How about 2TO, 2TWO, and in that case, 4FOR or 4 numeric FOUR. It can be so confusing. And this has led to accidents in the past. Tenerife, many of you know we covered it last year in the 31-day Safer Pilot Challenge. The controller said, hold for takeoff. Well, when's the only time you hear for takeoff? Cleared for takeoff. We don't say hold for takeoff anymore. The phrases were too similar. This is kind of a silly example, but with Ella and Gavin, we walk. When we're down in Naples, we kind of walk everywhere. And they know that when we get to a crosswalk, they're to wait for us to say go. And I used to say go or no. And I will never forget, they were on their little scooters. They were, quite a few feet ahead of us. And they stopped. I saw a car coming. I said, no. And Ella looked back and said, go? And that's when I said, I've got to change my phraseology, right? So now it's just yes and no for if it's good to go across or to stay. Two very different phrases that we use. But there's other things that can be confusing. Hey, maintain 110. Well, was that a heading? Is 110 an altitude? Because it could be. Is 110 an airspeed? Or go ahead. Does go ahead mean I'm approved to do something? Or go ahead like it's my chance to talk? Do you see where these things can be misconstrued? So how do we fix these? Well, any number above 9,900 must be spoken by separating the digits. 10,000. That's 10,000. Sometimes they add that, 10,000. Commonly misunderstood though, right? 13,500, how would you say that? 13,500. What about radio frequencies? Use the point to differentiate. 120.55. So you don't confuse it for 125.5 if you don't use a point in there. And what about altitude clearances? This is one that took me a long time to break this bad habit here. The correct way to do it is climb 4,000. Never include 2, T-O. 4,000. 24,000? What do you mean? Climb 4,000. No, climb 4,000. This is straight from AIM Chapter 4. Descend. Climb. Get rid of 2, T-O, and 4, F-O-R. And avoid non-standard terminology. Things like cleared to go. No, I'm cleared for takeoff. What about position and hold? Remember, that just got replaced, not just got replaced, but a while ago with line up and wait to give us our standard ICAO phraseology. That was actually back in 2010. So I feel like it just happened, but it didn't. It's been a while, by the way. And of course, get rid of all the non-standard tally-ho, got him on the fish finder, all these things here. If I see traffic it's traffic in sight. If I don't see the traffic, it's negative contact. Many people mistakenly say looking for traffic. It's either traffic in sight or negative contact. You see, it just creates more communication, more needed back and forth with ATC. Stop with this down to 3,000. It's descend 3,000. And when you're speaking, make sure you're speaking at a normal speech rate. Just because the controller is going a mile a minute doesn't mean you need to go a mile a minute as well. Make sure you're using the proper phonetic alphabet. And one last thing to really remember here. When it comes to your tail number, I am 23 Mike Zulu. I cannot just start calling myself 3 Mike Zulu unless that controller initiates it. If I'm talking to Jack's approach and he or she starts calling me 3 Mike Zulu, it is now fair game to call myself 3 Mike Zulu. However, when Jax swaps me over and hands me off to Tampa, it's a fresh start with Tampa. I am now 2-3 Mike Zulu again. And if they pick up that same abbreviate, it's already a short tail number anyways, but I do get called 3 Mike Zulu sometimes. If they abbreviate it, great, I can use that. You don't have to, but you can. You cannot abbreviate, but the controller can abbreviate. Why is that the case? Because the controller knows who's on frequency. If there's another Mike Zulu, they're not going to shorten it. They're going to call you 2-3 Mike Zulu the entire time. The controller can abbreviate. You cannot abbreviate it. Remember, if you don't understand something, ask. Ask for a progressive taxi. Ask, say again, please. You can add the please in there. It's nice sometimes. We need to work towards standard phraseology. You might be wondering, Jason, how does this make me a safer pilot? Well, the quality of our life is the quality of our communications. This is true in the flight deck. This is true in your marriage. This is true in your friendships, at work. You need to communicate the message, and that message that you meant to communicate is the one that needs to be understood as well. Listen, I hope you're loving the 31-day Safer Pilot Challenge. Again, like and subscribe, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching it. Don't forget about the online ground school private instrument commercial fundamentals of instructing, mzuraytrial.com. Have a blessed, abundant, outstanding rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, remember that a good pilot is always learning. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you. The Private Pilot Blueprint is everything I wish someone would have told me before I started my flight training. You can grab your copy by going to privatepilotblueprint.com.